Well, hello there and welcome back in Satisfactory. Let's get this going. So I just finished up with the lights in our aluminum production. There's a couple of things that I want to do in the MAM real quick just to clear out my inventory. And we still have to do a couple of upgrades under alien technology, but the Caterium tree, we can definitely finish this. So power poles, Mark 3. Let's grab this, and then I think it's going to be a priority power switch. Gonna grab that as well. Then we got bullet guidance system. Yeah, I think we should be able to get everything. Hopefully I grabbed enough of it. Then we got the programmable splitter. This one might be good to use like a different manifold storage system, but I don't think I'll be doing that. Then we got geothermal generator. Now that one fluctuates up and down a bit too much, so I'm going to try and get the power line as stable as I can in this season. So I don't think I'm going to be building any of those. We can't do anything under the mycelia or the power slugs. But we can definitely get the +6 for inventory, inflated pocket dimension. Absolutely good. So we're going to need nuclear production in order to get this one. That's quite a bit off. I might actually save up the material and get that one done in the next episode. And then turbo rifle and turbo fuel with compacted coal. We're not going to be able to get that. That is just going to be a shame. So for the moment my aluminum production isn't running at full capacity, because I've got the silica and the raw quartz production just broken down for the moment. Let me just get out here. I think I broke it down just because I started adding the truck routes into that large building over there, because we're going to be doing all of our major production over that side, from iron plates, iron rod screws, the reinforced iron plate rotors and modular frames, and we're also going to be doing our motors, stators and the steel production over that side as well. So that building is going to be the main building for absolutely everything that we need to build something in the game. So we're gonna head over here to this elevator real quick. I'm quite sure I'm gonna need some more steel plates in order to get this done, so let me go and grab a few. Still have to come and change the ceiling so the shadow doesn't load so weird there. So just hover and then grab quite a few steel plates there. I'm gonna need to grab some extra concrete as well, because we're gonna be doing some building. What did I do with the painting over here? I'll figure that out a bit later. This building is gonna be broken down anyway, so no need to really be concerned about it, because this is only the reinforced iron plate rotor and modular frame factory. Let's head over to the hub. We're going to break down the hub as well, because we're going to be moving it today. Oh, it's going to be so good having a main building. Then arriving back here by the hub. I already got the iron production fully broken down, so it's only my blueprint designer that's standing over there. And I definitely want to get a proper being lazy room made. It's gonna house the assembler, manufacturer as well as the constructor, have all of the containers feeding it and the output in the middle like this. So it's gonna get interesting to try and design everything, but there is something that I definitely want to get. That's gonna be aeronautical engineering. That's gonna allow me to get some drones down. I think the only other thing that we can do at the moment is going to be the advanced aluminum production, giving us cooling systems and all of those wonderful things. And then we got supercomputers over here. Oh man, we got quite a bit of production to do. But I would like to get this as well, Miner Mark 3. That would be so fantastic, but we can't get that until we get the advanced aluminum production. So I'm just going to select that. We're not going to be doing it for the moment. We're just going to leave it. So we have to go and check something else. I completely forgot that I got some hard drives. So then I didn't find anything good. Did the rescan. Let's see what we have. We got pure Caterium ingot at 15 per minute. This is giving us 12. Normal one is 15. Not worth it. Then we got steel rods taking up steel ingots in order to do 48 per minute. That is quite good. I don't know if I'm going to be using it, but let's take a look at it. Then we got circuit board production. We got the silicon one for 12.5. This is 8.7 using up quick wire and plastic. I know if we do batteries, I'm sure we need the L-clad casing, so this might be a good one. Normally we get 60 per minute, but if we add in the assembler and we also add in a bit of the copper ingot that we're already sending into that factory, we can really increase this quite a bit. So I think let's grab that recipe. Then we still got molded steel pipes, 50 per minute. The one for the iron that I want to use is going to be 25 per minute. Interesting. But we also got a computer one, crystal computer. So this is being produced in an assembly instead of a manufacturer. It's going to save on power and it's going to be a lot easier. I would have liked this one, but I'm going to grab the computer. We need to get computer production. Then the last hard drive is going to give heavy encased frames, 2.8 per minute, and it takes up concrete instead of screws. Well, that's only 0.8. I think I'm going to go with the inventory slots. And then I just want to make sure, yes, I did grab that as well. So looking very, very good. Let's head over to our quartz production. Should be just over towards the left. So then this is going to be our quartz production. We got 2 truck stops, one for silica, one for raw quartz. The little silica tractor is still absolutely empty. He's just driving on his merry way. I still want to smooth out the drop section here. Maybe just have ramps going up and then have a much smoother transition over there. I think that might be better. But anyway, we got everything unloading there. As soon as we can get the production in place. So then let's go for quartz production. We're gonna get 2 machines for the silica down. And then 1 for the raw quartz. Let me just see if I can get it in place properly, yeah. So we can definitely go in closer. And then just move away from the wall over this side. So that's going to be 1 full stack of 6 machines. And then we're going to add the other 6 right next to them. Shouldn't be too difficult in order to connect up the power and everything else over here. There we go. So that's going to be connected through that way. That's going to be 37.5 times 12 machines. That's going to give us 450. So some of the silica is going to be sent over to the aluminum production to help with the refineries over there. And the rest of the silica that remains is going to have to go over to our new hub area that we will get down later on. So I'm going to be adding the raw quartz production or the quartz crystal production way down over here in the very back corner. I do have to keep in mind about this though. I only see it now. There's a lift that I want to add in this way. So it's gonna have to go over there. This is gonna be a Mark 5 just because it's unloading everything. And we're gonna go with the Mark 5 belt over here as well. Just bring it a bit more forward. Get to working on that one a bit later. So it is connected in between the 2 buildings. The lower side is going to be our silica belt and the top one is going to be our quartz crystal. And then this is going to have to go up by another wall. I'll add in windows and all of those wonderful things a bit later. Try and make the building look good. I just want to get the production to be running. This is incorrect. Needs to be silica and then changed over to the quartz. So let's just see if we can get it in place again. Should be a little bit easier like this. Yeah, we do have a little bit of gap and then we're going to bring the belt in from the outside over there. Now for power, do we use this one? I think that's going to look the neatest. Then over here we're gonna have to go with a Mark 1, not the double connection. And that should allow me to bring it over this way without any issues and any extra power points sticking around from the outside. So then get it connected to the right spot there. Everything should be powered now. Over here in the corner we're going to be adding an awesome sink. I don't think there's really going to be any overflow because of the truck stops that I'm going to be using. So we have to bring this up to around there. Just remove this wire, take it over there, and just join it back on up. Okay, perfect. So, oh, that's incorrect. That's not even close to perfect. It's absolutely facing the wrong bloody way. So, let's do this then. I'm gonna have to change my power line over there. Oh, bugger, that one was a bit too low. Just remove it. And there we go. Now it's finally connected. Oh my goodness, let's just add it in a white color there. So we're going to be adding a merger right in front of it. Can be as close as possible. We're not going to need to access this belt ever again. So then over this side we're going to need a smart splitter. Oh, that's going to be a programmable one. I need a smart splitter. So we can face it in this direction. My only worry is going to be that this belt is going to be too tight. Interesting. I think we can even do it over here then. Yeah, I think over here should be fine. And then over this side we're going to add another merger. I think like that should be good. So we're going to be feeding out of the machine into the smart splitter, gonna send it into a container. The overflow will go to the right and merge up with the silica line for overflow. We're gonna need to do that over here somewhere. Let me just figure this out. So we got the output over here. So this entire line needs to merge up over this way. So let's get rid of the lift as well as the two splitter systems over this side. Then we can connect a new belt right on through. I'm going to go with Mark 5 just because it's going to be so much easier to unload machines. And then we can add the merger. But facing in that direction should be good. Just get it on the belt. Is that on the lift or what? This one needs to be on the left. Gonna get this figured out right now. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So why does it need to be a curve now? Interesting, it should be straight. Then this one needs to connect right through over this side. And with that belt connecting right through there, we should be good. Now that only needs to be a Mark 1. Okay, I think that should do it. Just get everything colored back up again. Yeah, that should be the entire line merging up right up until this point. Over this side we're gonna have, if I can just grab that belt, should be Mark 5 right through. Yeah, I think that's going to be correct, and we just have to add this lift. That's a Mark 5 as well, because that's feeding from all of the top machines down to the bottom row. And then everything is joining up right over here. So this is going to go with a Mark 5. So I'm going to have to decide where do I want to add the smart splitter. And then where do I add the containers? Interesting. I'm gonna add it there for now. Then let's grab our smart splitter. I think we can add it right over there. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. So then the center output is going to have to be the overflow merging up with the beltwork here for the awesome sink. This is going to be in a purple color. I'll do the coloring a bit later. Alright, so with that in place, let's get the containers down. I'm going to put two together like that. Oh boy. Yeah, that should be enough room when I come in with the hypertube. Then we can go over to a dimensional depot on both of them. Always good to have it. Then the lifts feeding in. Okay, so we need the purple color for our quartz crystal. And the white color is actually for the silica production. So let's just grab everything and paint it already. And by adding the double container, we can actually still go ahead and get this used there. I don't think so, actually. Because I'm going to be bringing out the belts over here. So at the end of the day, I don't really think the room will be used much. Because we're going to be having truck stops over that side. That's got all of this material running into it. So I don't think we're going to be needing it. So because of that, let's just see if I can judge this correctly. Should be over there, Mark 5. And then gonna have to change it. So lucky enough I didn't connect the machines already. So that's gonna be a straight connection over that side. Because the lower one, no, that was correct. That was correct. So sorry for this. Interesting. Yeah, that's gonna be the top one. Then we got that lift over that side that's supposed to take in the silica on the lower section. That's why I got confused. But the question is, how do we get this lift up and then join up that side without too much of a weird belt connection? Let's go with Mark 5. Straight connection through and a straight connection into there. Yeah, that's good. Does seem like this is not in line though. Let me just redo this little section. Okay, so we need to go with a Mark 5. Don't you dare do that, you bugger. Lock it in place and then move it. Right, good. So now we just need to add in the lift. It's not clipping through this one, is it? It almost seems like it. So then we can go with a Mark 5 belt like that then. Yeah, that looks way better. So the two lifts are right next to one another. Raw quartz is going to go on the top side. Silica is going to go on the lower side. Just need to add this back into a container. It's going to be a little bit more tricky. Unless we bring it over to no, you bugger. Didn't want it to snap over that way. Should be like this. No, why does it keep going back to that other corner? Either way, there we go. And we just need to add this side in there. Just come and do this as well. So center is going to be overflow. Towards the right is going to be any unidentified. Over this side we got everything flowing in this direction. So center output is going to be into the container. Right output to the overflow. Everything should be connected. Let's go and connect up the minus. So this one is definitely gonna have to move. If I can even get it. There we go. It needs to be facing in this direction. This is gonna be the one for our quartz crystal, and then the other miner over there is gonna be for our normal silica production. Still got a few more foundations and stuff to actually add in here. Go with the 2 meter. Why does it still seem like I'm short 2 meters, but it looks like it's clipping? Interesting. Don't worry, I won't get too distracted. So, what the hell was going on there with my wall? That looked weird. Right, regardless, let's go get this wall broken down. And this one over here. So then, what this is going to allow me to do, just get this conveyor wall hole in place right across from it. Do the same thing over here, just get it locked in and just nudge it on over. Much easier to connect up the belts this way. Way better. So then we can just connect you up this side. Then you're gonna wrap around. Same with you. Alright, not too bad. We're making progress here. So we're gonna have to split the miners either way as well. Because there is an issue with the production. Well, not really an issue. It's just the way that it has to be loaded. Because I split the belt over here. Instead of using a lift on the corner in order to split the material in order to do our production, I went ahead and just, hopefully that's going to be in line, I just went and split the line even before it gets fed into the machines. So we're going to go with a Mark 5 over there and a Mark 5 into here. Okay, good. Now then, with that in place, we can take a look at this. So let's add a lift. Get the silica rolling first because we need that for the alumina. I'm still going to go with the Mark 5 just because I want to ensure that everything is loading out as quick as it possibly can. And then I'm going to use a Mark 5 belt facing over in that direction. That looks good. I think this should be fine. Why is it getting stuck like that? Oh, we still need to add the other one. So then this one is a bit more tricky the way that I want to do it. So I could just add a normal lift like this. Then also facing in this direction, go with the Mark 5. And then Mark 5 fitting it in there. But it does look a bit weird with the lift sticking up like that. So just for the moment, in order to get the production up and running, I'm going to be doing that. Just want to see, why is my production not loading up as quick as it should? Oh boy, this is going to be a bit tricky. Okay, with all of the belts upgraded on the quartz production side as well, it seems like silica is definitely starting to run. And I also see that it's busy loading into our truck stop, so hopefully alumina production is going to start working quite soon again. Just want to make sure I paint this as well. Then we just have to make sure, why does this not look like it's running at full production? So that's going to be 300 per minute. It's taking up 22.5 times 12 machines. That's going to be 270. So we definitely have enough raw quartz. Just don't know why it seems to be loading out a bit slower than what I imagined it to do. As long as all of my machines are running, but I see the last two over this side still not getting enough material in. So it might be that the manifold has to fill up first in order to get that done, but it should definitely be enough in order to do it. Now then, over this side, let's just take a look and just nudge it on over. Should be right about over there. So this is going to be the tricky part. How high do I want to take this side? No, don't want to drop all the way down, buddy. I think if we go with a Mark 5 over this way, we just make sure we can use a straight connection to connect up to there. That's perfect. And then there's another thing that I never noticed on the lift. So if I grab my splitter here, and if we look at the lift, we can actually split directly from this. If I knew this, it would have made building things so much easier. That is absolutely crazy. So look at that. We can just split it directly from there. I think it needs to go down by 1. So let's add it over there. Then we just connect this belt up to this side. And look at that. Perfect. So we got 2 belts splitting from one lift, and it looks way better than the way I did it in the beginning there. So this one needs to be overclocked. It's also going to be at 300. Just connect it to power. I don't really have any raw quartz with me, so we're going to have to wait a second for this to start running. Come on, buddy, do your mining. Then this is going to be raw quartz production fully connected on up, as well as our silica, so that is fantastic. I'm going to close off the building for the moment, and then I'm just going to be using the ramps to do this. It's going to be the cheapest method to do it. So I'm going to close the building. We're going to let the production ramp up a bit, take a look at it, and then from there we're going to head over to moving our hub area, as well as getting our iron smelting done. And that is going to be at 1,200 per minute. So we're going to really be pushing things. And just before we get to that production over there for the smelting, let's come and do the last bit of touch up here for our quartz and silica production over the side. Should be fantastic. So this is going to be like a very purple building. That is fine. I've got the truck stops already painted as well. I did start to add some windows, so this is what I'm going to be doing with it. Should be much easier to see when it is daytime, but anyway, we got silica production and we got quartz crystal production. So I'm not going to be adding the rates on that screen, but everything is running absolutely flawlessly. So all of the constructors are having green lights. All of them should be at 100%. We're loading our silica and the raw quartz into our tractor, getting ready to be sent out that side. So I don't know why I added the lift in here. I just thought it would actually be good. Instead of having to run around there, I just made a little catwalk system leading in from the roadway, so we can either just get in from over here, or we can jump down and use the stairs. But I think this side should be a lot better. Definitely looks way better coming into the building from this side. And we could just go down and we are back at production. So also really want to start using the lifts. They are just freaking fantastic. So then my raw quartz, why isn't this loading into my depot? Should be connected. See if we can add this in there. Oh, it should be full anyway. Well, that's fine. Yeah, because we got the quartz flowing out in this direction. It's just going way slower than what I thought. So that's going to be 22.5 times 6 machines. That's 135. If we need more, we'll do more. But I don't think for the quartz crystal we're really going to be needing it at this point. But yeah, that should be it. That is going to be quartz production. I'm going to head back to the hub over there. Just go and collect the hub, as well as a couple other things. Then we're going to start going over to that iron smelting that I was mentioning before, because that is going to be crazy. We're going to need to get... Oh boy, I see that changed some of the lights here by my hub. Look at that. Interesting. So if you add a light panel at a different grid, clearly it changes the other lights. But it didn't change my street lights. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to figure that out, but I need a proper being lazy room. So let's go ahead, grab our hub here, grab the MAM. I think we can break basically everything down here. Where's my workshop? Let me grab that as well. I don't think there's anything else that I would like to grab. Let me head on over that side. I think this bit of planning should be good enough. Let's go and see if we can get our hub back down. So then I did end up getting 2 elevators on each side, because we're going to be doing all of the smelting on top. We're going to be doing iron, copper, our limestone, and then we're going to build separate factories off towards the side there, depending on what we need. So I would like to ideally get this quite centered. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be. I think it should be. Should be an even distance on both sides. Let's go and take a look. So it's 2 foundations there, and then 2 foundations. So it should actually move up just a tiny bit. But I'm not going to break my neck about it, so I'm going to change it to a white color. Just for now. I'm going to get everything redone a bit later on as well, so that shouldn't be the end of the world. Then what I do want to do though is I'm going to be adding a little building section, like, I don't know, let's say around here. Just an idea on what I want to do actually. So we're going to have a small building like this. Then we're going to go for everything that we need to do some crafting and unlocking. So we're going to have our MAM inside here. Then we can also definitely get our workshop down. And then also the workbench. And then we can also add in our awesome sink there. Or not the awesome sink, the awesome shop. Can definitely get this guy. So we can do something like that. We can have a different building with all of our crafting materials, and then we can have the being lazy room, because that is gonna need a manufacturer, and this is gonna be ridiculously huge. Yeah, I think I might actually have to do it this way. So we're gonna have a manufacturer, an assembler, and then just the constructor. But I can't be placing them down like that, because it's going to be making it a little bit more difficult in order to actually get our recipes changed over. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that. But anyway, let's get to our proper smelting. So we're going to be doing... Where's my smelting? There we go. Iron smelting at 420, and then I've got half of the machines doing 180 per minute. So we're gonna get this right up here and just go and take a sneak around here. This isn't facing in the right way. Needs to be facing in this direction, so we can bring it back right up to the edge here, or we can just move it one back. I don't think it's really gonna be that much of an issue. We've got the inputs over here on this side. That should be enough for a belt to flow through. Then I do want to connect another set right in front of it. Just get it flipped around the other way. Is this going to be input, output? No, needs to be flipped. This is the correct way. Then we're going to be adding it directly next to one another. There's not going to be any gap over here. So that's 420 and 420 being built. Then if we go over and select the blueprint and just change over to the 181. Oh bugger, I actually ran out of beams. Gonna have to wait a second. Oh bugger. Now then, luckily the machines on the second row isn't really all that necessary right from the get-go, because this is going to be running in a manifold system. So we're going to have to go in between here with the belts, just connect up the machines on this side as well. And then we also have to do the output. Yeah, so that's going to be correct. That's going to be all of the ore being sent into our smelters, as well as being fed out and into the machines here. The only thing we need is a bit more of our steel beams in order to get this one down. So while we wait on that, let's just go a little bit off towards the side. Go and get 2 foundations out of place here, and then let's come and take a look at something. So then I'm going to be removing this Mark IV lift. Do I really want to do it? Because I do need to add a floor hole. I think over here should be fine. Let's grab this one. It should be a Mark V and not a Mark IV. And then it's going to be wrapping around. Yeah, I think this is going to be the correct spot. So then let's go to logistics, get the floor hole connection, lock it in place and just move it all the way until we get it directly where this lift needs to go. And then we can bring the one lift as a Mark V all the way up here. Then have it facing in this direction and bring it straight through to this side. So I'm gonna have to go with the default connection. That is gonna be a little bit off. I could actually move this. Do I really want to do it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna move it over there. Then we're gonna just move it one up if I can get the location for it. There we go. That should be better. Gonna have to get this one broken down. Let me just access that lift over there and remove this, otherwise I might actually go into the wrong connection. So that's gonna be a Mark V, then a Mark V on top, and a Mark V feeding in over the side. Still can't go for a straight connection, but the default should be much more straight and tidy. Okay, that is perfect. So we're gonna need to bring this one up as well. Let me just get that floor hole connection. It's a bit tricky getting them sometimes, but it's not the end of the world getting it done. So we could actually move it right over here. Interesting. I don't think it's gonna be in line with this, is it? No, it's just off. Which means we're going to have to move this one up by 1 as well and go and redo the lifts at the bottom side. So that's going to be a Mark V and then just a Mark V feeding directly into these ones in order to load up the machines over here. That should be perfect. Except for the fact that I have to go down and redo the lifts over this side. So let's see if we can just quickly squeeze on through here. That is fine. So luckily it's not connected onto our truck stop yet. I think we're gonna need one over here as well, because this is gonna be the input. Oh boy, that's incorrect. This one. Yeah, it seems to be fine. Okay, just leave it like that. No, you know what? It needs to go up by 1. It's gonna bug me if I don't do it correctly. Is that straight? It seems to be. No more worries. Finally. So we're going to be unloading from a little truck, but we're also going to be using that miner out there in order to send our first 600 into here. Then what we're gonna have to do is get everything fed up that side. Is this gonna be in line? No, it's not. So I'm gonna be very careful with the way that I want to do this. Do I add a splitter right in front of it? Either way, it seems like it's gonna be clipping, but it isn't really clipping. So we can unload with a Mark V. Then we can add in the lift from over this side. Should be better. There we go with the Mark V, feed the belt into the truck station. And in order to do the lift over this side, let's use the fancy new way of the splitter system that I just never knew you could do. This is just freaking fantastic. So you can get that directly in line. Let's go with the default. It seems like it's a little bit offset like this. But either way, that's still gonna be a lot tidier than any other way that I could have done it. So that's gonna be it for the iron ore supposed to be unloading. We just need to add this floor back in here. And then we just need to hook up that miner. That should be the first set of our smelters kicking in. I'm going to be adding the truck stop. I think I'll do it off camera because I still have to go and build a truck station for it. So I'm just going to bring this belt along here. And we just have to get our iron production started up, because this is going to be so important. I'm really running out of steel plates quite often in the game, and it's becoming quite a bit of a problem. Can I lock it and nudge it? No, not like that. Interesting. And if I do half a nudge, I think it should be in line with this now. Yeah, you know what? I think that should actually be better. We just have to bring this up a tiny bit. I think over there should be fine. And we need to connect up Mark 5 belt to there, and a Mark 5 belt from our miner. Everything good. That belt is a little bit off, but I'll go and fix that on my own time. Just really would like to get this production up and running and make sure that everything does work. So I'm gonna have to do something with the walls here. I can add a Mark, or 1 meter, not a Mark 1. A 1 meter wall at the foundation section like this. And then just go and color them in black. Then it should stop flashing like that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So with that done, I wonder if we should add more windows like this. The second floor is only going to be for conveyor work. I'm not going to be using it actual building pieces like windows and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be necessary for it. But we got all of our iron unloading over this side. We still need to connect everything up to power here. So let's use this power line and we can bring it forward. Do need to decide where I want to connect this to power, and we also need to get a storage system down. So let's just add a couple of walls around the building. Well, let me even get this closed off, then we'll just finish it off by getting everything turned on and running smooth. As soon as the manifold system can load up before the next episode, I will definitely be set and good to go. Then we're really going to be starting to ramp up the production, because from 1,200 ingots we are really going to get quite a bit of production from that. So we can do a lot more than what we're doing at this moment. And it also should be way easier in order to get it done. I think over here should be fine. Leave a little bit more room for when I start doing the copper smelting, because that's definitely going to be in the next episode as well. We need to get our iron production done. Iron, the normal one, the iron plates, iron rods, as well as screws. And then we also need to get our advanced production like the reinforced iron plate, rotors and modular frames done. So let's connect this up to there. Just remove this one power line. It's on the ground. I don't think I'm going to be needing it. And then we just need to connect it up with the belt right there in the middle and right over there. So that's going to be the input and the output as well. Where do I add containers? Because I do want to add 2 of them. I'm going to add each one into its own separate container. As well as when we do the unloading, that's also going to have to be at a separate container. But I think this wall is too close then. Yeah, this wall is going to have to move up by 1. It's tricky to find the correct locations immediately unless you really plan that out. And I do want to start doing that. So then from the next episode on, I'm already going to have the wall and the foundations in place already. Then I'll try and color the areas that we're going to add in the constructors or assemblers. It depends on what production we're going to be doing for the day. But we can definitely get everything added in there. Absolutely no worry. And I do want to add a balcony over this side. It's the whole reason for adding the lifts in there. So let me get this building closed off here. Still going to take a bit of work because I need to add in some windows. But let me just connect up the storage and show you guys what we're going to be doing. So we're going to go with a straight connection directly from the front machines into one container. Then the second one is going to come out a little bit further and then wrap into its container over there. So that should be a proper and neat way in order to unload everything. And we do need to add a power line, because this production is not going to kick in unless we do this. But then I want to get around to closing off this building real quick. So I think over there should be fine. I don't think that's a double connection, so I might as well just use this for now. Wrap it around the corner. There we go. So that should be all of the iron ore unloading and wrapping into all of the machines here. So the manifold is definitely going to be a bit slow. I think I forgot to add a power connection over here. Should be slow for the beginning, but as soon as it's fully loaded into the containers, I'm going to leave the machines to fully load themselves up as well with ingots and ore. So then when we start draining it from the container, that shouldn't be any kind of problem. So let me get this closed up and we're gonna call it a day for the smelting. This is gonna get crazy. 1200 at the end of the day. We're gonna be using that node right over there at the back. That one with the truck stop will bring in another 600 per minute, and then this should run smooth. And this is gonna be the final product. So then we got an LCD over here, iron ingot smelting, 1200 per minute. As long as everything gets filled up, that should be fine, and we add the other truck. But for the moment the containers are basically full, and then the machines will start filling up, and then when I add in the truck route, everything should be perfect. So I'm gonna have to work on the next set of foundations as well as walls. Decide on how I want to do the unloading over here, because I will definitely be leaving myself a little gate hole over here. It seems like I actually added something else in there I shouldn't have. Okay, that should be fine now. I should be able to get my gate hole down. Just get it painted as well. And this should allow me to run in between here. Like I said, I want to be using this only as a conveyor section. So there's going to be nothing else built in this little area except for conveyor belts to feed into separate sections of the factory. And hopefully that is going to make things look a lot neater. So then we got our iron ore flowing up from over this side. We might actually add a splitter in here just to move some of the other ore over into steel production, because that's also something we're going to need to do over here. So a lot more work, a lot of things to come. I do hope you enjoyed, and that I see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Alpha Blessed Gamer out.